All right. So I got a new toy. Get this tuner off here. See. It's the spaceship. So this right here is a Harley Benton. And I took some notes because I wasn't really that familiar with the Moss-Wright guitars. And we'll go up here so you can see me for a minute. And I'll play here. I'll just give you a quick. Some people are like, just play already. Most of the time, I try to do a play early on in the video, but there was a demo I did of a red guitar recently where I realized that I didn't talk I talked way too much at the beginning. Anyway, this is based on a Moss-Wright, I think I'm saying that right, guitar that was made from about 1956 to the early 1990s. It was obviously made famous by one of the Ramones. I was thinking it was Marky Ramone because this is called the MR, but it wasn't Marky Ramone. It is actually Johnny Ramone. So, but this actually dates obviously prior to the Ramones. The original line that got popular was made for the Ventures. So the Ventures played basically the flagship for the Moss-Wright company. And it was supposed to be a very thin neck, very thin guitar, very low fretted, meaning that the frets were really, really low to the fretboard, which was supposed to make them really fast to play. And it was called the Mark I. And it was, like I said, it was designed for the Ventures. The Johnny Ramone actually played the Ventures Mark II or Ventures II model, and it was made it had a slab body. I don't know the difference, but that's what I learned. It was also, the company was an American company, and they were based out of Bakersfield, California originally. And the creator was, I'm going to say this name wrong, I'm sure, Sime Mosley. So anyway, some notable players for this style guitar. I read this list and I was like, I've never seen Kurt Cobain play one of these, but apparently he played one. I have seen Jerry Cantrell play one, not his normal get fiddle. Glenn Campbell, C.J. Ramone, Izzy Stradlin apparently. I always saw him play big, like semi-hollow body style guitar, but apparently he played one of these. And Robert Smith. Those were some of the more notable folks. This is actually the body, according to the stats, is basswood. The neck, back of the neck is maple. The fretboard is Jacoba. I believe I'm saying that right. There's 22 frets. The scale is, it says 686 millimeters. I'm assuming that's the length. The pickups are Alnico 5 Vintage, and it's 42 millimeter graphite saddle, and then P90 pickups. And that was another interesting thing about the original Moss-Wright guitar is that they were high output pickups, and that was one of the reasons, I guess, why the Ventures played the guitars originally. So anyway, the tuning pegs are actually Collusion style tuners, Wilkinson brand. It has a double action truss rod. Guitar techs will probably know what that means, but I don't. And it doesn't come with a gig bag. What? Now, the thing about this guitar is this is actually a baritone. It's not much bigger than a regular one. My buddy and I both got these at the same time because we wanted to split the cost of the shipping. Ever since COVID really, came around, the shipping went from it was like $32 to up to 80 something at times. I think it was like 70 when we ordered them. I didn't mention this. This is actually made in Indonesia. So anyway, I've tried to do a video on this a couple times. I actually did a box opening, but the guitar was having a little bit of trouble staying in tune. Mostly just the top E string, and I think it just needed a little bit more time in my house. And I do, like, for some reason here in the grand old state of Oklahoma, the humidity, AC, and all that just really play havoc on tuning. And so it's weird because my guitars will actually go sharp sometimes, and they'll actually go flat sometimes. When they go sharp, I generally tune them back to where they're supposed to be, and then immediately I have to turn around and tune them again, because when I got them to not be sharp anymore, they were flat. And so anyway, long story to get to the point, but anyway, so this has, like I said, it has two P90s. They're a bit noisier than what I'm used to on humbuckers, obviously, because they are not humbuckers. They don't cancel the hum. It has two knobs, volume, tone, and the three-way selector. A lot of people are probably going to ask, or may be interested, I have not found any sharp spots on the neck. Nothing there to worry about. I don't know. I know that there's two different models. There's the vintage series that I got, classic vintage, and then there is a modern, and I think the modern has, and I don't know honestly on the baritone, you have to look it up, but the modern for the regular guitar has the locking tuners, and it has stainless steel frets. This does not have locking tuners. It has a plastic nut, but it works fine. So anyway, all right, enough about the guitar. Here's some more song samples. Now, obviously, this can be used more as a bass, you know. It can be used as, you know, a metal guitar. Get a little more gain here for that. I was using a Rat for that tone. I have the British Joyo pedal for just this gain tone. The other thing about a baritone is you get the fun of what tuning you're going to pick. So I went with A, D, G, C, E, and A. So that's kind of where I'm at with this one. So I really like that tuning, and it sounds pretty meaty. So the thing I did notice, or I realized, is that this neck is not. They have some of the baritones that are longer, that are closer to a bass. This one being shorter, I could actually put on probably like some 50 gauge strings and tune this to, I normally tune to D standard. And so I could play it in D standard, and the guitar just be, regular guitar. But why buy a baritone if you're gonna just play it like a regular guitar, right? But where it's at now, being it's got a shorter neck and everything, I can play lead stuff on it. And be just fine. It sounds good. It plays pretty easy for a baritone. Now, I've got big hands, so that might make a huge difference as far as whether or not you can fret that. The big two fat, those strings there. But anyway, it sounds heavy. It looks pretty for me. My wife even liked it. So it's the Sunburst. The headstock is Sunburst. The back is just straight up black. I like the screws there. The big. It plays well. I'll give you a middle pickup. And neck. I've noticed some chords don't sound the cleanest when you're getting up toward the base of your strings. But could just be me. Doesn't sound too bad there. Let's get a little loop going. better stop while I'm ahead. Anyway, so this is the MR Classic Vintage Series Baritone by Harley Benton. Once I got the guitar in my house for a few days and played it for a little bit, the tuning stabilized. So, you know, I'm satisfied with the way it holds tune. Also, it has a wraparound tailpiece there. The strings would go through and then up over the top. And it does have the ability to manipulate your intonation there. So my buddy, he got a white, the classic vintage with the stop bar, the electric guitar version, and he really likes it. But he did have to do an adjustment on the truss rod. It only took him a couple minutes, and then it was fine. I got to play it for a little bit, and it sounds great. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you're interested in a baritone, this one was right around $200, but then of course, you know, shipping and everything. So I think I ended up paying $240, $260. I think it was $260 total. So there you go. Only one flaw in the whole entire guitar, and it's the only thing I've found, and it's right up here. Probably not going to be able to see it, but there's a little discolorization right here. And so I think this guitar should have been probably a B stock, but you know, hey, it's not perfect, but it sounds great, so I don't really mind. All right, well, take care, God bless, and hope you had a wonderful day and enjoy your life. Bye.